Hey guys, Bill here with the Panic Perspective. Thank you for joining me this morning. I want to talk about the difference between stress, anxiety, and panic. I think it's important to differentiate between those three terms because that also in turn will help you to identify what it is you're experiencing and therefore what the potential solutions are, what tools to use. So let's start with stress. I've been very stressed over the last couple of weeks. Now, the reason why I've been very, very stressed over the last couple of weeks is because I have a ton of things on my plate pertaining to work. Those are things that have to be done in order to move my work forward. So when I feel the sensation of stress, it's important for me to realize that that feeling is associated to things that I need to take care of, that I actually do need to take care of. And if I don't, that stress will build. Now, that gives me a lot of comfort knowing that the emotion that I am feeling is associated with actual things, items that I need to check off my to-do list. And as I check those things off my to-do list, the stress goes away. Magical. um, so I would say that the least of your concerns, the least of my concerns is really stress. But I don't want to be feeling stress and say that I'm feeling anxiety because it's different. So, stress can move into anxiety. It can merge or it can transform, is maybe a better way of putting it, into a state of feeling anxiety. Now, when I'm feeling anxiety, it's much harder for me to say where it's coming from. I use the expression that tends to be more free floating. Okay, I'm going to do some free floating signs here. It's more free floating when I'm feeling anxiety, and that's very important for me to identify. When I'm feeling anxiety, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have a number of items that I need to take care of. In fact, usually what that means is that I need to dive into using my tools, the tools that I use to address the feelings of anxiety. Whether those be my gratitude list, my breathing, working on controlling or programming my reticular activating system. If you don't know what that term means, make sure to check out one of my other videos on the reticular activating system, or RAS. And so it's a different approach when I'm feeling anxiety come up. Now, if I had to put these in an order, I would say stress is at the bottom, anxiety is in the middle, and panic is up at the top. I don't want to move up that scale because once I move to panic, once I move into a panic attack, I go from being the one being in control to the one being along for the ride. So if I have allowed my anxiety to move into panic, I should have started to move down that scale using my tools way before it hit panic. Once it hits panic and I'm in a panic attack, at that point in time, like I said, the panic now is in control. It went from being stressed because I had a number of items I needed to take care of to moving into a place of anxiety where it's more free floating and I'm not sure necessarily what the triggers even are at that point in time, into panic where, again, at this point in time, I'm experiencing the highest form of internal turmoil, mental, physical turmoil, and that's not a good place to be. If you've gotten to that place, make sure to check out my video on successfully moving through a panic attack. So It's very important to be able to have language that you can use to define where you're at. Are you stressed? Is it just stress and you need to take care of a number of things on your to-do list? Or have you been triggered into anxiety and now you're at a place where you need to manage that anxiety with your tools? Or have you lost control of it completely and now you're in the realm of panic? In which case you need to do the 9 steps that I talk about in my video on panic attacks. Crucial. It's also crucial for the people around you that are struggling to figure out how to help you. They want to help you, but they just don't know how to understand the language and what that means for you between stress, anxiety, or panic. So just briefly touching on those differences, but start to use the correct terminology. I know for me, I can be incredibly stressed out, and it can even feel like anxiety, but it's not. And if I identify that it's just stress, that actually helps to lower it, because that just tells me, hey, handle what you need to handle, Bill, and that stress goes away. I'm working on a 3-month program. I'm working on putting all of the information that I've acquired and learned, all of the skills and tools that I've acquired and learned over the course of many, many years into a 3-month program on helping people to literally get free from their anxiety and depression. Really, in the videos that I've put out so far, what I start to do is I start to lay some of that groundwork, and I also start to teach how to manage your panic attacks. But in the program, I'm going to teach how to become free from those panic attacks, and I'm going to be pouring everything I've got into it. It's something that's been a passion of mine for a long time. I honestly don't see any higher calling than for me to help people, lead people out of that place of darkness and despair, which is anxiety, panic, and depression. And so I'm excited about this. It's something I'm very, very excited about. And I'll get into all of my advanced tools in that program. I'm working on it. I hope to be finished with it within about 2 months, and I'll give everybody more of an update, give you some alerts on what that's all about, what it's going to be, how you can get involved in that. But for now, and even after I finish that, I'm going to continue to do these videos that will help people to start to build a foundation at which they can springboard off of into the advanced information. And let's face it, it's all about getting your life back. It's all about quality time. It's all about having living in a quality state of mind and having more control over the state of mind that you tend to be in. I used to think it was all about environment. If I was just in a wonderful environment, then that would dictate how I was feeling. And over time, I came to understand, that is a piece of the puzzle, right? Being in a life-giving, aesthetically beautiful environment is very helpful. However, we know, when I say we, I know, you know, that if you're in a bad headspace, it doesn't matter what it looks like around you. And so sharing more of your moments, living more of your life from a high quality state of mind. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this process and this journey. Again, hit the like button, hit the share. If you know people that are struggling, please lead them to my channel here at The Panic Perspective. I've asked in other videos to partner with me at getting the word out. I'll do the heavy lifting if you can just help by liking, sharing, and inviting people to the channel. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.